What's up, you beautiful people? It's your boy, Will Martin, flying solo tonight for this Elimination Chamber watch party. Gary is not feeling well. Rob's taking the night off. So you got me hanging out, watching the chamber together. So feel free to pipe in. This is going to be all about interacting with you guys in the chat about what's going on. I originally scheduled this for 7:15 because I knew the introductions were going to take that long, and I was right. And then I had some technical difficulties, but I'm here, 7:30, and we are in the midst of the first chamber match of the night for a chance later in the night to face Roman Reigns for the Universal title. So we currently got Cesaro and Sami Zayn fighting up on top of one of the pods, and this is the kind of stuff you've come to know and love from the Elimination Chamber. So hope you guys are doing well. Hope you've had a great weekend and gearing up for a new week. But yeah, let's hang out and watch this together. So if you're here with me, especially since I'm flying solo, make sure to say what's up in the chat. Make sure to give your 2 cents about what's going on, any predictions you've got, anything you're excited about this card. It's a pretty wild card, to be honest. So I'm pretty excited about it. I haven't had a chance to really formulate any like predictions or anything like that. What's up, Caleb? Caleb's in the chat. Anyone else? Feel free to weigh in. Say what's up. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know who we're hanging out with tonight, watching Elimination Chamber. And let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what part of this big world you're joining us from, because we've got fans all over the globe in the This Is Pro Wrestling family. So let me know where you're at. But yeah, we're hanging out watching Elimination Chamber together, and Sami Zayn just got dropped off the pod, which was pretty gnarly. So we've also got some cool stuff to talk about. I mean, in terms of NWA, which obviously if you're a fan of This Is Pro Wrestling and you hang out with us on a regular basis, a lot of NWA buzz over the past couple of days. And so we're free to chat about that. But let's see. Gorilla Press in the building from New Jersey. What's up? Rock says, what's going on, my man? Miz will cash in. Let's see, Miz will cash in. Riddle will win the U.S. title. Drew, Miz, and Lashley in a triple threat at Mania is my prediction. That's bold, man. I like it. I'm interested in this U.S. title match tonight to see what they're going to do. I have a feeling this may be a way to get the title off of Lashley to move him into an upper echelon, an upper tier, maybe a world title picture, which I think would be pretty awesome. But yeah, the Miz cash in, that's a pretty bold prediction. That would definitely be out of left field. So Caleb coming from the capital of Kansas. Welcome, welcome. Thank y'all for hanging out. This will be fun. We might have the good Dr. Rob popping in here throughout the night if he so feels like gracing us with his presence. Otherwise, it's just going to be us, which should be fun. Well, Corbin just tapped. Yep, Cesaro looks great as always. We are huge fans of Cesaro on this channel. Think that he's very underutilized, and I would love to see him win this match. But we'll see. He's got one fall there, getting Corbin to tap out. So who's it going to be, Owens or Uso? I think it's going to be Uso. Oh, KO. Uh-oh. Him and Sammy trying to rekindle. I'll tell Dr. Rob Gorilla Press is here. Well, he might be in the chat. He likes to hang out. He likes to lurk sometimes, so he might see you. But I will let him know. Yep, Jay and Owens, the final two. I wouldn't be shocked if so I guess my prediction for this match would be Kevin Owens is going to win. He's probably going to defeat, you're right, Caleb, Jey Uso to get that win. And then probably he's going to get attacked by Roman Reigns, flanked by Paul Heyman. And they're going to try to put him out, injure him before this match tonight, which is like what, the fourth match between Owens and Roman. So I think that could happen. Yeah, I mean, Rock says you got a point, man. I mean, at this point, with everything that's going on, it's even if somebody like Kevin Owens or Cesaro or even Daniel Bryan wins this chamber match, then you're going to be hard pressed to see anybody take that title off of Roman before WrestleMania, and probably at WrestleMania. I don't think anybody will, but if it is, it's going to be a huge main event. Potentially Edge, obviously, as the Royal Rumble winner. So we will see. I don't know what's going on with Cesaro's trunks tonight, man. He looks like he's wearing like some Hanes, some like designer Hanes or something. What's up, Ryan Romano? Joining us on Facebook tonight. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Dr. Red, good evening. Watch party people, that's right. Lamson, it's just me. You got me tonight. This is your chance to ask me any questions or just interact with me. Gary is under the weather, and Rob is taking the night off, so you got me. So it's me and all you guys. So you guys are the co-hosts of the show tonight for sure. So hope you got Elimination Chamber fired up. Hope you've come strong with your opinions. We will chat a little bit probably between matches about some NWA stuff that's going on. If you guys have seen some of the buzz over the weekend, there's a little bit to talk about there. I'd love to hear you guys' take on that. But yeah, he does look like he's wearing underwear. That's an interesting take, and that's the kind of hard-hitting news that you're going to get from this watch party. So if this is your first time here, make sure you like and subscribe, because this is just quality pro wrestling journalism. Oh, man, Cesaro continuing to look incredible. Daniel Bryan continuing to look incredible. Kevin Owens, this is just a stacked match, man. I mean, look at this. Look at the guys who are in the ring right now. Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. These are like top tier guys in the world of pro wrestling. So, I mean, don't sleep on this match. I know we tend to look at like things as foregone conclusions, saying KO is going to win and then he's going to lose to Roman. But man, we are getting a treat right now seeing these four guys go at it. So add Jey Uso to that mix. Come on. All right. Let's see. Oh, Bruins versus Flyers outside at Lake Tahoe looks pretty awesome. Is that going on tonight? I love outdoor hockey. I'm not a huge hockey fan. I'm a soccer fan primarily. But hockey is a distant cousin of soccer. So I do enjoy watching it, especially the outside ones. Yeah, those are pretty cool. Yep, this is Ring of Honor in the 2000s right here. These guys are all Ring of Honor alumni and came up through that system. And this is just a testament to the indies and that whole system. I mean, these are not homegrown WWE guys. These are guys that were acquired from elsewhere that are putting on a clinic. So we got 10 seconds and we get Jey Uso entering into this match. It'll be interesting to see what he does. Sorry if there's a delay, by the way. I know there's probably a delay from the live broadcast. So if I comment on something that you guys have already seen, my apologies. But about to start on NBC Sports Network. Cool. So if you're a hockey fan, check that out. If you got 3 screens, it's just sports night in America. You know what I mean? Lamb Son, my favorite team is Manchester City. Man City. We had a nice win against Arsenal today. It was a good match. I don't hate Arsenal. I like Mikel Arteta as a former assistant to Pep Guardiola, but yeah, we got to extend that lead at the top of the table and make sure we come away with that championship this year. So I'm a Premier League guy, Man City primarily. I do like Arsenal. There's a couple other teams I like. Aston Villa. I like Wolves, but yeah, I'm a Man City guy. There's also a local team around here, a local pro soccer team called the Greenville Triumph, and I'm a member of their supporters club and get season tickets, go to every game. So my wife and I really like to support them, the Greenville Triumph. So you can't see it, but I got all my scarves up above my computer monitor here. I got 4 Greenville Triumph scarves and then 1 Man City. So the Stone Cold interview with Sasha Banks. It's really good. I saw that earlier. I saw, I think I was on the WWE app and they were pushing that or something like that. So, or maybe it's on Reddit. Somebody was sharing it out. I really am interested to watch that. So, but we have still got an amazing match going on here. All right. Nation Show in the house. What's up? Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the solo show tonight. You guys definitely go check out the Nation Show if you haven't already. Good friends of This Is Pro Wrestling and just great people. Yeah. Oh, KO eliminates Sami Zayn. That's pretty gnarly. So, Caleb. So, MLS fan. I am soon to be a big fan of Charlotte FC. That is coming in 2022, I believe. I think they pushed it back because of COVID. It was supposed to be 2021. So I got a whole nother year. I tried to be an Atlanta United fan because they're right down the road too, but I never quite got the excitement and got the bug for it. So I figure when the Charlotte team launches, I know Front Row is in Charlotte. I don't think he's here right now, but he might agree with me that Charlotte FC probably be my team. So yeah, I got to be a fan of my local team. I mean, they play, 15 minutes down the road. So we try to go to every game and know the guys, know the other fans. It's been really cool. We actually won the championship for USL League One last year, and that was fun. Oh no. Uso just eliminated KO. Well, now what? That's wild. But yeah, all right, a lot of soccer talk. I like it. Sorry, guys. If you're not a soccer fan and all this is boring you, my apologies. But we're talking a little bit of soccer in the chat here. Let's see. Oh, man, great question, Dr. Red. When the NWA fam gets to get all together in Atlanta, Georgia again, I think we're going to find that out probably in the next month or so. That's my guess. I don't have any insider info. I just know rumblings that I've heard. So nothing for certain, but hopefully we're going to hear something soon. What's up, Dave Scooby? Cesaro needs this win. They haven't pushed him the right way. Agreed. And I hope he's getting that win right now. Nope. Kick out by Uso. I would love to see Cesaro win this match. Absolutely. Gorilla Press has arrived. What's up? Welcome to the chat. Well, a little spoiler alert. I might be a little behind you guys. Or are you guys just predicting? Hopefully. We'll see. Right now, the match is still going on. We got Cesaro putting Uso into the cage. So let's see how this pans out. This was an incredible match. If you guys missed a lot of this match, I would definitely advise going back and watching it, because this is some true titans of the sport that are going at it here. Cesaro going up top. Ooh. I mean, this is a dream match in its own right? Daniel Bryan, Cesaro. I could watch this match all night. We got Uso laid out on the side still. And don't forget, I mean, whoever comes away with the W in this match is going to face Roman Reigns later in the night. So, I mean, these guys got to be thinking about that, saving their energy. What's up? There's Front Row. Absolutely. We were just talking about that. ROH alumni showing out tonight in this opening WWE match. We were also Front Row talking about Charlotte FC soccer team launching in 2022. Lamb Son and I and Caleb chatting about some soccer. So I'm excited about Charlotte FC. I'm going to be an avid supporter of that club. So I know you're up that way. So maybe we hang out, go to some games. That would be a good time for all. Do they face him right after the match? That's interesting. I thought it would be later in the night. But maybe they announced that and I missed it because I've been not really paying close attention to commentary. But yeah, have they said that it's going to be right after this? Roman comes out? I'll do it, sir. I'll come up. We'll hang out. It'll be a good time. I'll bring the wife. She's a big soccer fan too. Got the yes chants going on. Man, this feels good. Oh. Man. Thought the Universal match was the main event. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought that was going to be probably the final match of the night. And that's why they were starting with this match so that whoever wins it would have the whole night to kind of recuperate. So we'll see. Thought that was a build. Could be wrong. Yeah, who knows? We'll see. I guess we'll find out when this is over. But this is a slobber knocker, to quote old JR right now. So I'm enjoying this match. What do you guys think about the Elimination Chamber in general? I mean, is this on your scale of pay-per-views that you love or hate? Where does this one rank? I'd love to hear. I feel like there's been some like really good Elimination Chambers, and then there's been some that's like, I could do without, you know? And it's also one of those that, like, to be honest, like, it's kind of in the same vein as Hell in a Cell for me, where it's like, they've almost overdone it now. Like, it used to be when these things first started that there was just like an Elimination Chamber match, right? And that was like the main event of the night, just like a Hell in a Cell or a Hell in a Cell match was like the attraction, the main event. And now at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view every year, they have like 4 Hell in a Cell matches. You know what I mean? I think we got 3 Elimination Chambers matches tonight, right? So, oh, Uso's back. Top rope on Cesaro. Don't let Cesaro take the pin. All right. We got Uso, Daniel Bryan. Would love to see Cesaro go over here, but let's not sleep on Jey Uso. 1, 2. Oh, Bryan kicks out. I mean, what happens if we get Uso versus Roman? You know, that's a real possibility now. How does that go? What kind of story do they tell with that? So, Gorilla Press. Think it's going to be Bryan because they worked his leg over all night. They have to use that going forward. Bryan versus Reigns. Yep, viable prediction there. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Caleb. Semi-main is going to be the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber with Drew McIntyre and company. But yeah, I agree with that for sure. The changes to the actual cage are really cool. I just think that the match is now, there's 2. Oof. Sorry, Bryan got the knees up. But that's going to hurt him because he's been working that leg. And he's a professional. He does not forget. Running knee. Here we go. Daniel Bryan did it. Look at that. You called it, Gorilla Press. Way to go. But yeah, let's see. Rock says title match chambers are great. Number one contender chambers are worthless. You know, I go back and forth on that because I don't love when titles are defended in gimmick matches, like multi-man matches. Just seems like the card's stacked against the champ at that point. And like as a champion, why would you want to be in that? It should be a one-on-one. But that's just the traditionalist in me. I definitely think they're more exciting because there's more at stake, right? A number one contenders match, even like this match that we just watched, you know, it's a great match, but the stakes are now you get a chance at a title. So I can see where you're coming from there. Let's see. Caleb says chambers are overused in general, having gimmick matches as the name of the pay-per-view. Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine, man. I've been saying for years, cut out the gimmick match pay-per-views, Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber, TLC, even Money in the Bank, and make those matches at other pay-per-views. You know what I mean? And disperse them out, you know, have a Money in the Bank match at SummerSlam, right? Have an Elimination Chamber match at, you know, the Royal Rumble, or, you know, something. I mean, the Royal Rumble is a gimmick in itself, but I feel like the Royal Rumble is like sacred. And the same with Survivor Series, if they could go back to doing it the way that they used to. But yeah, for me, Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber, TLC, even Extreme Rules, where it's like they're building, you know, pay-per-views around gimmicks. So here comes Roman. Let's see what's going to happen here. And then I'll get back to you guys' comments. Oh, Rock says, it looks like you're right, man. I guess they're going to do it right now. They're going to make quick work of this, apparently. I guess that's how they're going to make Roman beating Daniel Bryan a little more palatable for us wrestling fans, because Bryan's wallowing in the middle of the ring right now in pain. So there you go. I think he'll get some offense in. I think he'll still be somewhat of a hero here, but yeah, they're gonna put Roman over easy. All right, let's see. Dr. Red, I could do without this pay-per-view, but it's all right. Yeah, it's kind of so-so. Yep, banger of a match, man. Banger of a match. Yeah, Corbin started working the leg. I mean, Daniel Bryan is a master of the art of professional wrestling, and it's a believable story, man. He worked that leg. He's selling it. He's continuing to sell it as we speak in the middle of the ring. So, Ryan Romano, No Way Out 2008. Those two Elimination Chamber matches were great. Both number one contender matches with the winners challenging at Mania. Yeah, but it was, see, the Elimination Chamber matches were at No Way Out, so they didn't build an entire pay-per-view about it. You know, hell of a match, very physical. Sorry, Brian Rosa. Another pay-per-view, and you just get me. But that means that you guys get way more interaction, and I'm probably going to put up like every chat because I'm going to be talking to you guys the whole time. Holy crap, Brian's got Roman, and holy crap. Got him in the yes lock. They're not wasting any time, as I didn't think they would. This isn't going to last long. How do we feel about Roman Reigns' Golden Glove again? Love it or hate it? How do we feel? Sheesh. Roman looks disturbed. Yeah, Rock says Money in the Bank to kick off Mania was a great way to kick it off. Yeah, I'm guessing that WWE Championship Elimination Chamber will be the main event. Does WWE have 3 pay-per-views a week? It feels like it. Sure does. Last week was NXT. This is the first pay-per-view since the Royal Rumble, which was only like 3 weeks ago, right? Like, they didn't waste any time. So, yeah, and we still got another one before Mania. So, there it is. He just put out Daniel Bryan. Passed out. Rock says, I've never agreed more with anything you've ever said than we could always do without Fastlane. That one is like the joke I always make about WWE. I don't know why we have Fastlane. It's just an excuse. Nothing has ever happened at Fastlane worth talking about. So, oh, come on, Brian. You know you miss Gare Bear. This show is going to have a lot less beard and a lot less tequila, sadly. So we hope Gary feels better. He's been working all weekend, has a migraine, so we wish him well, miss him, but I hope he's enjoying a restful Sunday night. Backlash, that's another one. Backlash and Payback, which are essentially the same thing. So I don't know, how many more ways can you say it? Retribution, revenge, payback, backlash. It's all the same. Yeah, they've got 3 brands to deal with. So I feel like these main brand pay-per-views like Raw and SmackDown, though, I think they could space them out a little more. And I've always been a big proponent of, like, man, if it was me, I mean, WWE's on national television 3 times a week. They've got 3 shows on national TV. They can further along storylines. I mean, one of their shows is 3 hours long. They can further along storylines without having to build to a pay-per-view a month. I think they could space it out to like once a quarter. Go back to the big 4. Oh, there's Edge. Edge coming in with a spear. Is he making his choice? I think he is. He's pointing to the sign. You know it's official when they point to the WrestleMania sign. That's exciting. You don't see Roman Reigns get speared a lot like that. Man, Edge is so good. I'm so glad he's back. He looks great. He's in great character, great form. And he's pointing to the sign and fireworks are going off. So I think it's official. And you just got to love his theme song too, man. I'm old school when it comes to that. When it comes to theme songs, I want it to be rock and roll. You know what I mean? You can save your beats and all that stuff. Call me old fashioned, but I like a good Alter Bridge theme song. Just gets me going. No drunken rants from Gary. Well, who knows if he starts to feel better, starts taking some shots, he might hop on here. He's got the login. He might invade. We might have an invasion angle from him or the doc. If the doc feels froggy and wants to jump in. All right, let's see. Tequila makes clothes fall off. We can do without that. Yeah, I'm not drinking tequila. And luckily, Gary always keeps his clothes on, so appreciate that. Yeah, WWE fans want people to get their $9.99 worth month after month. Their fans will leave the network. Well, I mean, the interesting thing is they're moving to Peacock after this. So I believe this is the last pay-per-view that's going to be on the WWE network in the U.S. They're going to move to Peacock TV with Fastlane. So that's coming mid-March. So all the WWE network content, or most of it at least, and all the pay-per-views are going to move to Peacock. So, which I love Peacock. I mean, not to bring it back around to soccer, but I already have a premium subscription because I watch all the Premier League games. So, it'd be nice to have all this content on there too. But, yeah, theme songs. I'm a huge theme song guy. That was one of my biggest hurdles when it came to becoming an NWA fan. That I really miss the theme songs. I love the theme songs. I love that they still had them at the pay-per-views. But I'm a storyline guy and I'm a music guy. So I have a background in music, did professional music for a long time, played in a bunch of bands. So I just love that. There's something about that entrance music that just makes it cool for me. Brian, I'm glad that's something that you guys implement over on Mission Pro, because I think that just makes such a big difference. Oh, yeah, Rock says, great point. Daniel Bryan's inspired all these guys with career-ending neck injuries to get the surgery and come back. A page return. I have not heard that. Breaking news from Rock says 79 here on the show. Probably not breaking news. I probably just missed it, but yeah, I mean, that's awesome. I love seeing these guys come back. I love seeing more importantly, I seeing them get healthy and get to do what they love, because these are guys, when you talk about Daniel Bryan, you talk about Edge, these are guys that their careers originally ended way too early. I mean, you knew that it was like heartbreaking for them to have to make the decision to retire early because of their injuries. So the fact that like it's 2021 and that these guys are back in a ring and having title matches, it makes my heart feel good. So, yep, Caleb, all about money. Yeah, Caleb, I think I broke this down on one of our shows, but like them moving to Peacock, I mean, regardless of how you feel about it, it's like a win-win for everyone, because Peacock, you can pay the same thing you were paying for WWE Network. And I'm not trying to be a salesman. I'm just telling you, as a wrestling fan, I feel like this is a good move for everyone. I don't have to pay, and I don't currently pay, spoiler alert, for the WWE Network. But I don't have to pay for it anymore after this pay-per-view, because I'll have it included with my premium Peacock membership. So if you're already paying for WWE, you can just pay the same amount for commercial-free Peacock TV, and they've got a ton of great shows on there. I'm a true crime, not a true crime, but I'm a crime drama kind of guy. They've got Mr. Mercedes, which is an incredible show. It's a Peacock original. They've got Yellowstone, which is about to come out with a new season. They've got 3 seasons up. It's awesome. They've got like all the Chicago PD, Fire, all that kind of stuff on there. So there's a ton of good shows. Obviously, The Office is on there too, if that's your cup of tea. So you get all that now for the same price. And then plus WWE doesn't have to deal with running a network and customer service and streaming quality and, like you said, IT and all that kind of stuff. So everybody wins. I should mention Nick Aldis just randomly to make up for Dr. Rod not being on tonight. Well, I mean, there is some Nick Aldis news to talk about. Some stuff that happened over the weekend. If you guys want to chat about that, or if you hadn't heard, there was a lot of buzz in our Discord about it, which you can join by checking out our pinned tweet on our Twitter account at TIPW Show. But apparently there is a Facebook group called NWA Power with 3 R's. Looks very official. They list their website as alliance-wrestling.com, which is our good buddy J Cal's website over at the Alliance, a good friend of ours. And they posted something last night. I don't think they're typically very active, but a couple of days ago, I think they posted, thanks for the memories or something like that. And it was very like, kind of, I don't like if it was a real NWA account, it would almost seem like they're shutting down, right? Which would just fuel all the rumors that everyone's talking about. Well, it turns out it's definitely a fake account. If it was a real NWA account, obviously they wouldn't have put J Cal's website as their website. It's not, J Cal doesn't own this group. So he was just like, hey, I appreciate the publicity that they're giving me linking to my website, but that's not my group. So we don't know who owns this group, but the champ, Nick Aldis, did post it out with a screenshot and say, this is not affiliated with NWA. This is a fake account. Go report it. And so hopefully that put some of that to rest. And then they tried to double down and say that, they worded it wrong and tried to act like they were still a real account. So anyways, I don't know if you guys saw that or had any interaction with that. I know our good buddy, I don't think he's here tonight, but James Lawrence was commenting on it and putting screenshots of Aldis's quote or his tweet and reminding everyone in the comments that was not a real account. So that was interesting. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. But as I said earlier, the NWA is not going anywhere. We'll be back. You'll see. So I'm excited about that. And then when we do get back, we don't have to talk about all this Elimination Chamber stuff all the time anymore. But we just love pro wrestling. So, yeah, Brian Ressa, NWA will be back soon. I'm guessing we're going to hear an announcement within the next month. You probably actually know better than I do, but just from some things that I've heard, we are definitely on the way to seeing some more new NWA content. So it will be interesting. Stoked about it. But for now, we got Elimination Chamber, and we got AEW. We've got Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. There's no shortage of wrestling to watch. So, yeah. If you're here hanging out, we'll ask some questions. I'm going to ask some questions to get some interaction going during the night. But besides the NWA, if you could only pick one promotion to watch, which promotion would it be? Non-NWA. One promotion. I'd love to hear it. Yeah. Thanks, Brian, for coming in and having our back on this. It's a Brian bomb. Love it. Rock says WWE. Fair enough. So I guess you're enjoying this tonight. Ryan Romano, AEW. Mr. Burt Wayne, Mission Pro Wrestling. I almost feel like Mission Pro is synonymous with NWA. I know it's not. It's two totally different entities, but yeah. Mission Pro, yep. It's a tough one. I think for me, I'm going to say, well, I'm going to let you guys all answer, and then I'm going to give my answer. Or you can guess what my answer would be, because I usually don't hide my my fandom for this particular promotion. Dr. Red says Mission Pro. Guerrilla Press, Mission Pro. Yep. Again, the NWA fam is synonymous with the MPW fam. We are one and the same. We love it. Brian, you know me too well, my man. Ring of Honor all day. That's mine. Until the NWA returns, that's just a promotion that is scratching my itch for good storylines, good in-ring matches, like solid talent. There's not a ton of gimmicks over there. I mean, I like AEW. I really do. But there's parts of it that I could leave, and with Ring of Honor, it's just been so strong top to bottom because they keep it so short. And sometimes, brevity is the key to making something interesting. So as we watch WWE, who has 7-9 hours of TV a week, brevity. I am super interested in this match. So we've got John Morrison now. It was supposed to be Keith Lee, right? And that fell through. Something happened with that. If you guys have more of a story behind that, let me know. But we got John Morrison, who's probably obviously not going to win this match. So we got Bobby Lashley and Riddle, formerly known as Matt Riddle. And yeah, so there's a prediction. Rock says earlier in the night that he was calling for Riddle to win this match. So it's an interesting prediction. I do have a feeling that they're trying to move Lashley up the ladder a little bit. So I wouldn't be shocked if he did drop the belt, especially in a triple threat. There could be some shenanigans and something that doesn't make him. But, man, Bobby Lashley is freaking jacked right now. Like, he's always jacked, like, physically. But I feel like this version of Bobby Lashley is the best version of Bobby Lashley we've ever seen in WWE. I think he's got the potential to be at the top of the food chain in WWE if they'll let him, if they'll put him there. I mean, he's believable. He's huge. He's extremely talented. And as long as they don't give him a mic for a long period of time and they give him somebody like MVP as a mouthpiece, I think, man, he can be that guy. So, all right. Yeah, I wish Women of Honor would kick off again too, man. I love Women of Honor. That was where I first, became exposed to Deonna Purrazzo, who is, man, one of my top favorite, not just women's wrestlers, but wrestlers. So Dr. Red had a chance to work security for Ring of Honor in 2020. That's awesome. Let's see. Oh, Brian and Gorilla Press going to lock it up by the end of the year. Throwing down challenges in the chat. See, you guys thought this was going to be a boring night because it was just me. Nah, see, I bring the party. We got challenges. We got promos being cut. Oh, it's true, Caleb. 205 in main event in NXT UK. All right, so you're calling Riddle pins Morrison. Yeah, I can see that being the way. They're not going to make Lashley look weak. Scooby, love what ROH is doing with the pure title. Man, yeah. Yep. And I think that pure title is the thing that sets them apart. We talk about that a lot with Impact, and like there's so much potential at Impact with the talent that they have and the stories that they could potentially tell, but there's just like nothing that sets Impact apart. It feels like AEW light, I mean, it feels like they're in a very similar place talent-wise and the way that they put on their shows, and there's nothing that just really makes it feel different. Whereas with Ring of Honor, they have that whole pure title thing, and they've got just the code of honor and stuff like that, honor code, and like it just makes it feel different. I think every promotion kind of needs that, to be honest. Ryan Romano, AEW is my favorite promotion to watch and follow on a weekly basis. Mission Pro having a show every 6 weeks is one of the many reasons it's my favorite promotion. Yep. Tons of great wrestling going on. I love, and Brian, Brian, you're still here. I'm so thankful that you guys are doing that show every 6 weeks and not like every 3 months or 6 months, because the people need their Mission Pro, especially the hashtag NWA fam. We need it. So props to you guys for putting on fantastic shows on a regular basis. So NXT UK is really good. Does that come on the network? Is that where that airs? Is that where you can watch that? I have not watched NXT UK yet. So ooh, we got a response. Gorilla Press, you better put on some muscle first. Whew. Man, we got to book this. We got to book this match tonight. He's going to be training. Masha's going to train him. Who you got? I think Brian Rosa's probably got some good trainers. I got a hunch. Oh, man. Oh, I didn't know about this. Impact let a spoiler about the upcoming title match between Moose and Swan, so that pay-per-view was spoiled. Oof, that's not a good look. Thursday nights on the network. Cool deal. I'm going to have to check that out. I think Dr. Rob was actually recommending an NXT UK match to us a couple weeks ago. So I'll have to go check that out. All right, we got Morrison and Riddle going at it. Are we winding down here? Totally missed what happened to Lashley. Did he get overwhelmed outside the ring or something? Because that always happens in triple threat matches. The guy's just outside the ring laying down. Pele kick. Let's see where this goes. Oof. I really like Matt Riddle in the ring. I just don't like him out of the ring. And I don't like that he doesn't wear shoes. It's just like a weird thing for me. Like he looks like he like lost his shoes or he like just woke up and wanting like planning on wrestling. Ooh. There's Lashley. He's back. So that wasn't going to be it. James Lawrence, thanks for dropping by. I was mentioning you earlier. I can't remember why. Oh, we were talking about the fake NWA power group and that whole drama of them trying to act like they were the NWA. And you were coming in showing those facts. So yeah. Godzilla puts an ass whooping on King Kong. Oh, we got some dialogue between MVP and John Morrison. I think he's going to take Morrison out. Took the crutch. Don't take a crutch from an injured man. A triple threat match. There's no disqualifications, so it doesn't matter. Oh. You got the hurt lock on him. Here comes Riddle, though. He's got the crutch. Oh, that crutch just broke like a rubber band. Not a rubber band, like a cheap pencil. Here we go. I think you guys called it. I think we're going to have a new champ. 1, 2, 3. That's all it took was a little crutch from Walgreens to take out giant Bobby Lashley. That's WWE rationale for you. So predictions were right. My initial thought was right. Bobby Lashley lost the U.S. title to Riddle, but he did not get pinned or submitted. The title was won by pinning John Morrison. So we'll see where this goes. Maybe we'll see some more feuding between Riddle and Bobby Lashley, or maybe we see Lashley move on since he's not really going to lose any credibility. Maybe he can move up. Yeah, Kevin Von Erich didn't wear shoes. Yeah, but his last name's Von Erich, so I give him a pass. Yeah, so yeah, we were talking about the whole thing with the fake group and how NWA is not going anywhere. So, yeah. Riddle gets the push. You got to trust the doctor. The only doctor here tonight, since Doc Stinson is not joining us. So, there you go. Well, cool. Between matches, man, we can just shoot the breeze, whatever you guys want to talk about. We were talking about favorite promotions a second ago. Lots of Mission Pro Wrestling fam here in the chat tonight. And, you know, if you're new here, we've got a lot of people interacting. Thanks to everyone who's in the chat. The usual crew here from the NWA, TIPW, MPW fam. But yeah, if you're new here, if you're just hanging out, if you're just watching, make sure you say hey and what's up. As you can tell, tonight's going to be a very, very interactive session where, you know, we're just going to dialogue back and forth while we got Elimination Chamber on and talk about what's going on. But yeah, if you're not already, make sure you subscribe, like this video. I think it'd be funny if the video where it was just me got more likes than the ones where it was all three of us. I think that would show the guys like, hey, step it up. Be more like Will. You know, it would send a message. So make sure you like, subscribe if you haven't already, and check us out on social media at TIPW Show on all the social media platforms. And if you go over to our Twitter page, where we're probably the most active. Well, except for TikTok, because Doc Rob is blowing it up on TikTok. I don't know if you guys saw this. And he told me he's got like TikTok and YouTube content like for days stocked up that's going to be coming out. So if you guys aren't on TikTok, I would really encourage you to get on there. We are trying to grow the wrestling community over on TikTok, and Rob has taken our TikTok account, which is at TIPW Show, just like all the other socials, and we just crossed 200 followers. Look at that. 201 followers on TikTok. It's a lot of really great videos about history. I know you guys are big fans of wrestling history, tradition, legacy, like we always say. So Rob's putting out some killer content over there. I'm going to try to come in and try to add in some flavor, maybe some humor every once in a while. So yeah, come join us. We've also got this Q&A feature on here where you can tap and ask some questions. We don't have any questions, but if you guys have any questions or things you want to see us posting some TikTok videos about, make sure you head over there and do that. So awesome. All right, back to the chat here. Let's see, James Lawrence, get a lot of messages on that fake NWA group. As soon as that post was posted, I received about 10 different messages on it. That's why I hit Gary up. Yeah. So, I mean, there's unfortunately a lot of that stuff out there. And there's several NWA groups, and most of them are just fan groups, and it's obvious that it's just fan groups. But that one seems to have gone to great lengths to make it seem like it was a legit entity of the NWA, like it was being run by Corgan's NWA. And after checking with the champ, we found out that is just not true. So let's see, Dr. Red Tyler's got a great question. Does anybody watch any smaller promotions? OVP, Tampa Bay Pro, Wrestle Pro 2.0, CCW, Warrior Breed, etc. So yeah, let's give some shout out, some love to some of the smaller promotions. I know if Rob was here, he's got his AFW, which is his local promotion that he is very involved in where he lives. I don't watch any super small promotions, but yeah, it's enough for me to try to keep up with WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, Impact, NWA when it comes back. So, but yeah, if you guys like some of the smaller, more local promotions, give them a shout out in the chat. We'll throw it up on the screen and give some publicity. Yes, Dr. Rob's This Is Pro Wrestling History stories are awesome. That started as kind of a experiment. I kind of tasked him with doing a couple of them, and they were just great. And it was so easy for him to do because his head is just full of like wrestling knowledge. You guys don't even know. I don't know if you guys have heard us talk about the new podcast series, the audio series that we're starting to put out. But we are diving into the history of wrestling, and this is led by Rob because he is just a guru of professional wrestling. I mean, he's got so much knowledge and context in his head about professional wrestling and all that. So I think you guys are really going to like this new series that we've got coming out. And it's basically Rob teaching us about the origins of pro wrestling. We're going to dive into certain specific people in pro wrestling, Harley Race, Ric Flair, stuff like that, do deep dives into their history. And then you've got me and Gary cracking jokes the whole time. So it's going to be a good listen. So make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. This is Pro Wrestling. Go find us on there. Give us a 5-star rating, subscribe, all that good stuff. We love all that. The Nike music. Want to be like Will. That's right. Tell the guys, man. If they can see that I can run a successful live stream, it's going to inspire us to kick it up a notch. So Pluto TV, really? An entire channel for indie wrestling. That's cool. I did not know that. I had checked out Pluto TV at one time. We ended up just like cutting the cord completely. We had Fubo TV for a little bit, but ended up canceling it because they kept raising the prices and cutting out channels at the same time. And I was like, that doesn't make sense. If you're going to raise the price, you should be giving me more. So I cut that shit out. But I do pay for Peacock Premium. Again, Not sponsored by Peacock, but I'm just telling you, it's probably the best streaming service out there right now. The best non-wrestling streaming. So we're going to talk about Fight TV, Title Match Network, stuff like that for sure. We're talking about wrestling, but let's see. Gangrel has a great promotion going. Okay, cool. AFA, WXW, I like it. GCW is the new ECW. Janelle has a lot to do with it. James Lawrence, ICS Wrestling on YouTube. Indie from the home state of West Virginia. I like it. See, Caleb's got quite the list. OVW, MLW, Ring of Honor, Impact, AEW, WWE. 20 hours a week. Yeah, man. It's a literal part-time job if you try to keep up with all that. Random matches on Pluto and YouTube. Okay, so they have an Impact channel. Oh, old TNA Impact. Okay. I was going to say, man, I really wish they would make Impact a little more accessible for free, but Brian Pillman's promotion, Wrestling Pro Wrestling. Is it really called Wrestling Pro Wrestling? I'm not familiar, but all right. So we've got Nia Jax and Bianca Belair in the rings. This is a tag match. Nia and Shayna Baszler defending the titles against Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. Interesting pairing. Feel like we are on a collision course with those two for an inevitable title match. I think they're like frenemies at this point, Sasha and Bianca. And we'll just pray that Nia doesn't seriously injure anybody in this match and that nobody hurts her hole. That's all I'll say about that. Yeah, I watch Impact on Twitch too, but you have to watch it live. I haven't found a way to go watch it later. And Twitch isn't as easy to watch on Roku, which is how I normally watch all my stuff. So maybe if they made it a little easier for Roku users. It's definitely easy on the laptop or on my phone. I can just pull it up on Twitch, but yeah. And I feel like, I don't know this for sure, but one time I went to try to watch it not live, so watch it like later that night or the next day or something, and I couldn't find it. So it's like if I didn't watch it live, it's like I couldn't watch it, you know? Yeah, that's true, Dr. Red. There's some really great promotions going on that we don't regularly talk about because they're not as rich as the main top four. And that's one thing we actually want this channel to be about. So obviously we have, the most accessible ones that we talk about. But if you guys have promotions that you follow, that you keep up with, I mean, we are really, really putting a lot of work in to try to expand this channel and to try to be more inclusive of all pro wrestling, everything from WWE all the way down to your local promotion. So if there's something that you think we need to give a platform to, we want to do that. So if you want to shoot us a message on Twitter or point it out to us, tag us in a tweet, point us in the direction, we're always open to checking out some new promotions, especially if they've got content online. I feel like we live in a time where it's easy to have like a thriving YouTube channel, even if it's just somebody with like a handheld recording your events, that you can toss it up on YouTube and make it accessible to everybody. We would love to start including more of that stuff. So James Lawrence, wish they made Impact watchable. First it was Joey Ryan. Murder Mystery was enough. Yeah, they've got some goofy storylines over there, man. That Murder Mystery was questionable for me, but I think they're trying. I'll give them that. They're trying. Tampa Bay Pro is run by Jay Lethal. Nice. FEW by JB Cool and often Elijah Burke. Love it. We'll have to jot some of these down and check them out. Yes, Mission Pro Wrestling Empty Promise is Saturday, March 20th. Pinball's Kingdom in Buda, Texas, streaming live on the Title Match Network. Thank you, Ryan Romano, for putting that all in one nice comment that I could toss up on the screen. My wife and I are really, really close to getting to a Mission Pro event live. We are overdue for a nice trip, and her birthday is in March. We just had Valentine's Day, which we didn't really do anything for. It's kind of a bummer. So I think we're building up some time to go on a nice trip. So if not in March, maybe after that, the event after that. But we are definitely going to try to come and experience some live Mission Pro Wrestling. My wife, she's not a big wrestling fan, but she is a big fan of women doing everything men can do. So she's a huge Thunder Rosa fan. She's a huge fan of Mission Pro Wrestling because of what they're building and how they're spotlighting women. So we're definitely going to try to get there. But you guys definitely mark that on your calendar as something to watch. If you can't make it out there, make sure you get Title Match Network. You will not regret it. So Dr. Red with more ARW and Cocoa Beach, run by Alex Red. Oh, the Headbangers. Man, I love the Headbangers. Sandman, Raven, Tommy, Dreamer. Pretty solid list. The recaps on their YouTube page. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I don't know if I subscribe to their YouTube page. I know I've looked at it, and I know they didn't have full shows. And I feel like when I did look at it, they had like a bunch of old stuff on there, like that they were spotlighting, like historical stuff, which is cool. But I was trying to look at like the current stuff. So I'll have to check that out. You need to be there this time for sure, man. I don't know. I might try to see if we can make it. It'd be funny if like Rob went and then I went and then they didn't tell him and I just showed up. Wouldn't that be funny? I don't know if he's watching this or not, but non-wrestling fans still have fun at events. Absolutely. Yeah, I took my wife and both my boys to Monday Night Raw in Boston. We were on a road trip. Didn't even know Monday Night Raw was in Boston. This was like 4 years ago. And we were driving through Boston. We were driving over the bridge at the TD Garden. And on the big sign, it said Monday Night Raw tonight. And she was like, let's go. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you serious? And she was like, yeah, let's do it. And so we're driving through downtown Boston in traffic, and she hopped online and bought us tickets, and we went to Monday Night Raw in Boston. Me and my son was like 18 months old, my youngest son, and my other son was like 11 or something like that. And my wife, who's never been to a wrestling event, that was her first event, Monday Night Raw in the TD Garden, which was pretty nuts. I'm trying to find a picture so I can show y'all. Let's see. It was definitely one of the highlights of my life, getting to take my boys, especially my youngest, because he was like just a baby. And it was just fun having him at Monday Night Raw. Let's see. Bear with me here. Yeah, luckily I have a wife who, she's not a wrestling fan, but she's not a wrestling hater. You know, there's some people that are like, oh, wrestling's stupid. She doesn't think that. She at least understands why I like it. And she'll go enjoy it with me if the chance arises, but well, oh, okay, yeah, it'll be back here. Here we go. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Me and my little guy. Monday Night Raw. I got my Seth Rollins shirt on. It was back when he was cool at the Garden. So, man, that was just a fun memory. We got pretty good tickets and pretty good seats. He couldn't hang the whole time. He fell asleep in the stroller out in the concourse. Not by himself. My wife was there, but anyways, cool. Yeah, just thought I'd share that story. Let's see. Thoughts on Omega versus Moxley in the exploding barbed wire match? I don't have a lot of context for that. Is that a match that's coming up, or did it happen and I missed it? Because this week has been crazy busy for me. But let's see. Impact uploads old stuff Thursdays and Fridays. Yeah. So I think that's what it was. Like when I went to their page, just the way they had it arranged, they were like spotlighting the older stuff that they're posting, which is cool. But it just wasn't why I was there. So. Oh, here's a good update. I got to write this down. Submission Pro, May 1st, June 12th, July 31st, September 18th. I feel like maybe May 1st would be perfect. We might be taking a trip to Tennessee in April, but so. Oh, yeah. So Impact's channel on Pluto shows a lot of the NWA years on there. That's cool. Yeah, you remember when Seth Rollins was cool, like babyface Seth Rollins. And I think at that time he was feuding with Drew McIntyre, like a heel Drew McIntyre. Or no, Roman was feuding with Drew. There was a huge brawl. That's all I remember. Like out on the floor. It was like Drew McIntyre. I think it was Drew. It was Roman and somebody. I have to go back and look. But it was definitely babyface Roman, though. And I think it was a heel Drew McIntyre. So before Drew was to the level that they are at right now. So AEW Revolution will be the barbed wire match. Cool. I don't love barbed wire matches. I don't like any like death match type or like extreme typically. Again, just kind of the traditionalist in me. The most like brutal I get is, like a strap match between Vader and Sting growing up was about as wild as I got. Other than that, I just want to see two guys one-on-one gentleman's rules going at it. But there's people that like that. No shade. But yeah, sorry, totally missed it. Nia and Shayna retained. I missed that finish, but I think it was kind of a filler match anyways. I don't think they were trying to push any storylines. So, unfortunately, they seem to do that a lot on WWE. So, yeah, 2014 to 2015. So that was when I got back into wrestling, and Seth Rollins was a big reason. So because it's just us hanging out and I can just tell stories all night, I'll just do that. But my wrestling story, I was out of wrestling for a long time. I mean, I grew up an avid wrestling fan, and I did the normal thing when you get to like late high school, college age, you're like, I'm too cool for like pro wrestling, So I kind of fell off the map for a while, but then I was living with a couple of roommates, and they were both into wrestling. And it was in, I believe, WrestleMania in 2015. It was very close to when I met my wife, I think, or it might have been 2014 when Sting returned. And Sting showed back up at, I believe it was Survivor Series before that WrestleMania. The WrestleMania that was in California, I think it was in the Bay Area, Levi's Stadium. 31, WrestleMania 31, I believe. And that's when Sting came back. And as soon as I knew that Sting was back, I was like immediately back interested in wrestling. That's how like much that nostalgia factor of Sting had. And I was not even like, I didn't follow Sting all through his Impact TNA stuff. When WCW folded, I basically like hung up the towel as a wrestling fan for a while. But in in 2014, I kind of came back in and I got super into it leading up to that WrestleMania Royal Rumble before that. And then WrestleMania 31, that was when I believe that's when Seth Rollins cashed in on Roman and Brock. That was their first match. And heel Seth Rollins cashed in, stole the title. And that was just such a like whiplash moment. I was just like, man, this is so cool. So I got back into WWE for a few years and then just wanted something more like what I used to watch when I was growing up, because WWE just progressively got more and more overproduced, overbooked. So, Bloodsport matches last night. Okay, cool. I totally missed that. Fill us in on that, Scooby. What happened last night? Josh Barnett versus Mox is going to be killer. Okay. So Fastlane is going to be available on the network and Peacock, which is interesting. So maybe they're just trying it out on Peacock before they fully switch over. So they're going to kind of do a gradual switch. But my understanding is that WrestleMania will be exclusively available on Peacock. So I think they're supposed to be totally switching over by then. So yeah, Funk versus Cactus Jack, Stranglemania, not feeling Omega Moxley. They're not taking the belt off Omega. Yeah, I don't think so. So I just don't think. I think the fact that they're having that kind of brutal gimmick just shows you that they needed some kind of shine on this match. I mean, we've already seen Moxley and Omega, so it's not really a new thing. But oh man, I just realized that, Caleb. So yeah, it looks like they are leading up to the WWE Championship match, Elimination Chamber. So what's going to be our main event? Maybe the Women's Elimination Chamber? We will see. Dr. Red, I got to go back and read this. Sorry, I skipped over this. You have been hit with a strap by the headbangers. Props to you, man. Props to you for taking that bump. I would not want to I feel like that would sting. Like, not like Sting, the wrestler that I'm a fan of. Like, I just feel like it would. I don't know. I got hit with a belt growing up. I don't know about you guys. I would not want that to happen to me by someone that hates me. All right, so now we got 15 minutes of introductions to this match. I'm going to take a small bathroom break. Hang out, guys. Don't leave. Stay on. I want to keep hanging out for a little bit, but I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back before this Elimination Chamber match starts. You guys keep chatting in the comments, and I'll come back and catch up in just a moment. All right, friends, I'm back. It's the only downside to only being solo tonight. Nobody to cover for me when I take my potty break. Thank y'all for hanging out. Getting into this WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match. Let's catch up. Oh, Scooby gave us an update here. Bloodsport, some great matches. Oh, Royce Isaacs, as well as Chris Dickinson and Rocky Romero matches. Oh, man. I'm going to have to go check that out. That is cool. No IC title match tonight. That's a bummer, man. I'm a huge IC title fan. I don't love the new belt, but I like the title. I like what it typically represents. Yeah, and so I was looking at some stuff about the Lacey Evans Asuka match. Yeah, I mean, Lacey Evans is actually pregnant. It's not just a storyline, so she's not going to be able to wrestle. But so, yeah, I guess this is the main event. They've been ending these pretty early. Hang on. So, okay, so there's not a women's Elimination Chamber match. I guess I just assumed that there was going to be. But I guess not. And I guess they're not going to do anything with the Asuka. They're just going to let that match. They're not going to have a replacement. They're just going to. But yeah, they've been ending these pay-per-views a lot earlier. I don't know why they've started doing that. I'm not like mad about it, but yeah, it ruins the storyline for Charlotte Flair. I don't know how I felt about that storyline. I like the storyline of Lacey Evans versus Charlotte Flair. I just didn't love the inserting of Rick into that, Ric Flair. But it's a great observation. All WWE announcers speak with the same exact vocal patterns and volume levels. Absolutely. I have a hard time telling them all apart. I just assume that they are all different versions of Michael Cole because he's just the guy that gets the credit for this style of wrestling broadcasting for whatever reason. And I don't love it. But yeah, you're right. They all sound the same. Yeah, let's see. Dr. Red. Yeah, I liked Lacey and Charlotte as a feud. I think there's a lot of potential there. And I think that they can run with it when she comes back, hopefully. It'll obviously be probably over a year with her being pregnant, but we'll see. That is the only bummer about her, not being out. So, yeah, I mean, this will be a long match. I mean, that opening match was long because I hopped on here at 7:30. It started at 7. I hopped on here at 7:30, and that match after I came on went at least another like 30, 45 minutes, something like that. So, yeah, this will probably go till at least, I mean, it could go close to 10. This could go an hour. We don't know. Depending on, I mean, this is a title match, so we'll see how they choose to tell this story and have it flesh out. See, Ryan, thanks for hanging out, man. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to hang out with you. Thanks for hanging out and interacting. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they're just going to not have the Asuka match, or it just feels like it would be a loss to just like throw in a Asuka Charlotte match. That feels like a WrestleMania match. You know what I mean? Like something to build to, not just to throw it in because, Lacey Evans is out. So it's a great question, James Lawrence. I'd love to hear everybody's take. Does anyone actually think the belt's going to change hands in this match? If so, who? Because I was actually thinking about this earlier, and things have changed now because until earlier tonight, Edge had not officially declared who he was going to go after, and he could always change. I mean, he did point at the sign, though, and when you point at the sign, at the WrestleMania sign, that's like an official thing, apparently, in the WWE. So it's all but official at this point, but I actually thought that was going to play into the Edge storyline. So if it wasn't going to be Drew, that they were going to try to run back Orton, maybe, as much as I really don't want to see Orton as champion again, especially right now, not at Drew McIntyre's expense. AJ Styles would be cool. Much respect to Jeff Hardy, but I don't think this is a time for him to be the champ. Kofi, I think he could be due for another run. I'd love to see that, but I don't know if this is the time to do that. So, I mean, Sheamus. So, I mean, anyone is really a viable candidate, but I just don't think it would be in their best interest to take the belt off of Drew right now. I think there's too much riding on that. They've put too much work into building him up. And I think he's the horse to hitch the wagon to at this point for that title. So keep it on him through WrestleMania. Have someone maybe come out of this feud or come out of this match, a feud come out of this match between, him and AJ, him and Kofi. I don't know. That'd be tough. A couple baby faces. Him and Sheamus, obviously. We got some friction there. And there's also friction between me and Sheamus because to bring it back around to soccer, I'm a Man City fan and Sheamus is a big Liverpool fan. So I got heat with Sheamus. Just kidding. I like all soccer fans. Let's see. Yeah, potential aftermatch theatrics with Randy and the Fiend. Yeah, we could see another arson or, human sacrifice. Miz is cashing in. Rock says establishing again. He's calling it. So we'll see. It would be like, you got to think of when the cash in happens, it's when people are just like battered and beat up. So, we could literally, potentially, we could see something crazy happen. Like, I don't know. You see Orton win, and then the Miz cashes in on him, and then the Fiend, shows up. Like, it could just be nuts. They've left a lot of time on the table here. So if they're going to go another hour at least, we could see a lot of post-match stuff. If it changes Orton, yeah, that does feel like the most logical change. Just he's been prominent. They trust him. He's established. So I think you're right on that one. Either him or AJ, I think. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think I might have said this before. I wasn't stealing your idea, Caleb, but I was. We were on the same wavelength. Orton winning, Miz cashing in. Oh, you're saying Miz cashes in and the Fiend causes Orton to lose. Yeah, so I can see that happening too. Maybe they do the classic distraction because, the lights go out and then the Fiend shows up and Randy Orton's like, oh, and then he gets pinned. Classic WWE. Miz and McIntyre at WrestleMania. I don't know that I would get excited for that feud. But we'll see. Miz cashes in with Drew knocked out. Okay, so that's an interesting take too. So Drew retains and then Miz cashes in. I hadn't thought about that, but that would make sense. Drew's knocked out and he barely wins or something like that, and Miz cashes in. Let's see, Miz versus Drew versus Lashley at Mania. Lashley winning the title, bringing the Hurt Business to a higher level. I like that storyline. I like anything that's going to elevate the Hurt Business because I'm a huge fan. All right, here we go. $64,000 question. If I answer this, do I get $64,000? Because that would be pretty sweet. Will there be blood in a cage match? I've got 20 that says no. I don't think there will be any blood in this match. I'm with you. So I am not betting against my dude James Lawrence on that one. I heard a theory that Orton is the only one that sees the Fiend. Okay. That's interesting. And Bliss when she's possessed. Okay. It's a little out there, but WWE has not shied away from the mystical and magical here in the past year. I guess we shall see. The announcers never really acknowledge his delusions. Okay. I don't have enough evidence to confirm or deny that. So we will see. Miz versus Drew versus Orton versus The Fiend in a 4-way Falls Count Anywhere match. Well, let's just keep adding stipulations, you know. Let's do a fatal 5-way and put it in Hell in a Cell with, you know, straps and handcuffs. I mean, if you're going to do a gimmick match, just go all in, you know. All right, we got Drew and Randy going at it. That was kind of a weak-looking kick, but and you got Hardy in there thrown in the mix. So we got three top-tier guys going at it, 3 established. So McIntyre coming out of the pod first, is that going to help establish that when he actually wins this match, that he did it, you know, from being the first? Well, he wasn't technically the first. He was just the first one to come out of the pod. He wasn't the first in the match. Trust me, we've had this whole debate about the Royal Rumble, and I've had to moderate the rivalry between Gary and Rob on whether or not the Edge was actually number 1, and there's only 3 people that have won from number 1. Rob says there's 5 because people that came out at number 2 have actually won. It's a whole big debate. It's tearing through the This Is Pro Wrestling host community. I just kind of sit back and like let Gary and Rob duke it out. There's a lot of hills I'll die on. That's not one of them. So. All right. Yeah, who's first? It's the endless debate. Nobody's ever going to cave on that one. Doing every gimmick match in one. Wasn't that basically the Tower of Doom thing? Yeah, so I was talking about this. I don't think the podcast has released yet. It hasn't. It's one of the podcasts that we've recorded. We've recorded about 3 audio episodes that are going to be released over the next month or so. And one of them, we're talking about gimmick matches. And I think we've recorded so much content over the past couple of weeks, which is why I kind of give Rob and Gary a pass for not wanting to come on tonight. But I get it all confused. But we were talking about gimmick matches, and I was talking, this is so silly, but I feel like this is something that like WWE or AEW would do. But like a revolving gimmick match. So like almost like every like 3 minutes, the stipulation changes or something. So like you start out and it's like a Falls Count Anywhere match. And then after like 90 seconds, it becomes a no DQ match. And then after that, it becomes a lumberjack match. And then after that, it becomes a tables, ladders, and chair. Like it would just be so stupid. I would not love it. But I just wondered why nobody's ever really done that, because I feel like that's just something silly. Maybe there's an indie promotion somewhere that's done that. Maybe you guys know. But that was just, I feel like that's something that somebody would do in pro wrestling. James Lawrence, sure with Dr. Rob on that debate. That doesn't shock me. You guys are cut from the same cloth. To be clear, I don't really have an opinion. I probably lean more towards Gary because I'm a little more of a numbers guy. So officially in the books, Edge came out first, Orton came out second. And the stat that they were reporting on was how many people had won from being first. But there is some vagueness in how that's said, because technically they were. Yeah. So anyways, we can go round and round, but James Lawrence is staking his allegiance to the Doc. Let's see. I don't think anybody who drew number 2 is one except maybe Mysterio, or was he 3? I think there has been a few number 2s that have won. I think it was Mysterio and Vince McMahon. So I think there was a year that Vince McMahon and Stone Cold entered 1 and 2. Stone Cold was 1, Vince was technically 2, and Vince won it back during those days. And so if you were of the mindset that whoever's 1 and 2 are considered first, then technically I think there's been 5 people that have won the Rumble from being in the first position. Yeah. All right, let's get into this. Craziest gimmick match I saw was Raven's Funhouse on TNA. The ring had a cage on one side of the ring. That's silly. How could the Fiend not show up for a return either prior to or at WrestleMania? He's going to be at WrestleMania. I mean, they've invested too much into that character in the last few months to not have him be part of WrestleMania. What is happening? So Orton just left the chamber. Sorry, I was chatting with you guys and I totally missed what was going on. Oh, Adam Pearce. Oh, former NWA champion Adam Pearce. Scrap iron, laying down the law. I'm happy for Adam Pearce. I'm happy that he's in a position that he deserves to have and is actually getting TV time. I'm sure the NWA fan feels the same. Orton was eliminated. Okay, I missed that. Pinned by Kofi. Oh, he went through the back of the pod. So is AJ technically not in the match yet? Huh. Omos ripped open his pod. Well, Omos just got kicked out. I don't know why he was there to begin with. When I'll do, obviously, for that. But yeah, I get that vibe too, Dr. Red. Thanks for confirming. Adam Pearce is very focused, very professional. All of my exposure to him, not in person, but just through some interviews and stuff that we've studied for stuff on the show, is he's very smart, very well put together, very great wrestling mind, great talent, and a storied career. I mean, obviously, yeah, with the 10 pounds of gold and just incredible rivalries he's got, and he's, in that class with guys like Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, and those guys all kind of came up together. So also say what you want about AJ Styles, but the fact that he's wrestling at this level at the age he's in, you got to give him some credit for that. I mean, whether you like love him or hate him, or you're like indifferent, you got to respect him for what he's doing at his age. He's like 40. So, most guys his age, like we just mentioned, Adam Pearce, they're in kind of background roles. I mean, this guy's still performing at a high level. It's pretty phenomenal. Get it? Phenomenal. I didn't do that on purpose, by the way. Let's see. You met Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles. Awesome. Let's see. Fiend, Orton stuff. Just went out the window. Yeah. Well, guess they're heading for McIntyre Sheamus. That's what I thought too. I thought that was an actually pretty compelling storyline. So, platinum dad joke. AJ Styles is quite talented. Told me he was trained by Sting. That's true. It's his role model. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons, obviously. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a huge Sting fan just because of my childhood and that connection, WCW, Sting. And I can definitely, I don't know. I can kind of feel that when I watch AJ. They don't have the same style by any means, but he just has that same, professionalism and that talent about him. And Sting was a pretty high flyer for his day. I mean, if Sting was around in a time when it was guys like Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen and Lex Luger and there was not a lot of high flyers, and Sting was probably the highest of the flyers when it came to like main stuff. So I think he would be comparable relatively to what AJ Styles does now, just being that super mobile, quick, top rope, high speed, caliber athlete. So I can definitely see the comparisons there. Thank y'all for hanging out. This is so fun. I had no idea what to expect. I've never done one of these streams this long by myself. So thank you guys. I mean, we're not breaking any records for viewers here, but it's a fun hangout. And I figured we would all enjoy coming and interacting together while we watch the Chamber. I was going to watch it anyways, so might as well watch it with you guys. So I appreciate you. Yeah, you guys probably already are, but just to say it, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you visit our website, tipwshow.com. We've got some merch on there. I hope to be releasing some new merch soon with our new branding, new logo, new stuff like that. Maybe some little inside joke t-shirts and mugs and stuff like that. So I think you guys will appreciate it. But tipwshow.com. Trying to get the blog cranked up to another avenue that Rob's trying to put together some really good written historical content. We want to try to be a source and a hub for that kind of stuff. So, I just saw this. AJ's 43. Wow. Yeah. I guess like he was 40 last time I checked, which I guess was 3 years ago. So, but it's pretty remarkable that he's, to watch what he's doing here and to remember that he's 43. Like, I'm 38, and it hurts if I get out of bed too fast in the morning. And I watch this guy, and he's 43. Sheamus is up there too, right? He's pushing 40. How old's Sheamus? This is a match of the elders here. Let's see, Sheamus. Sheamus is 43. Sheamus is also 43 years old. We got two 43-year-olds in the ring. Let's see. We're just checking everyone's age. Kofi Kingston is 39. This is a year older than me. And, okay, we got it in the chat. McIntyre is 39 as well. Holy cow. Well, I feel like a complete failure physically that these guys are doing this. And when I walk up the stairs, you can hear my knees from the neighbor's house. Yeah. But, if I had taken care of myself and worked out the way that these guys had, that might be different. But age gets us all. But yeah, this is crazy. It's interesting. I mean, you can look at it two different ways. You can look at it as like, man, it's cool that WWE is still giving these guys, the spotlight in a match like this. Or you can say they should be giving it to younger guys. But I think either way, I mean, all the guys in this match are worthy to be in this match. That's my opinion. And all the guys we just mentioned and talked about their ages, they've earned their spot here. Say what you will about Jeff Hardy, he's still a legend and kind of the wild card in this match, but he's worthy of it for sure. Yeah, that's fascinating. I mean, I didn't really even think about that. I mean, I guess in the back of my mind, I always know that AJ is like up there, but you forget that Sheamus is also like up there. He's the same age as AJ, 43. So it's interesting. Kofi being 39. I mean, I guess I knew that because I think when he was champion a couple years back, they talked about his age a little bit, but it's just fascinating. And you see stuff like Kofi off the top, taking these guys out, just puts it in a new light. I don't know how old all you guys are, but I just spilled the beans. I'm 38. You don't have to tell your age if you don't want to, but it's interesting though when you grow up as a wrestling fan because the guys are always older than you, right? I think it's the same thing with all sports. Like you talk about like football, baseball, all that stuff. And it's like you grow up watching it and you're used to them being like adults when you're a kid. And like you reach that point where like they're the same age as you or a lot of them are younger than you and you start to feel really old. Like when you watch football and they're like, oh, he's like the oldest guy in the league at 27. And you're like, what? And that just makes you feel really old. But Caleb, 30s. I like that. Yeah, I'm 30 something. So. Oh, the old man at 47. That's not old. Dr. Red's got you beat at 56. Rock says 41. We're just all spilling the beans tonight. But yeah. Yeah, so I don't think there's anyone left in this match that isn't 20 years in. That's crazy to think about. They don't have the roster to give it to anyone else. See, I mean, that's a point of debate. I mean, they've got plenty of people on the roster that if they were fostered and nurtured could be in this spot. I mean, you talk about anyone in NXT or anyone that's come up out of NXT. Just the younger guys. I mean, I don't know how old Keith Lee is. But let's see. Keith Lee would be a definite candidate for a spot in something like this. He is 36. Keith Lee's 36. He's not young. See what I mean? Like I have no like age dar to be able to tell like how old these guys are. So Keith Lee's 36. Let's check Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle's 35, mid 30s. Man, you may be right, Gorilla Press. I mean, even like let's see here. Adam Cole's 31. So that's younger when you're talking in terms of the ages we're talking about. So Adam Cole, I know he's in NXT, but that's a younger guy. I know, let's see, Damian Priest is 38. To see, yeah, even these NXT guys are like, upper 30s. Let's see, Kyle O'Reilly. I love how my Google search now just knows me. And if I type in any name, it suggests like the closest wrestler with that name. So Kyle O'Reilly's 33. So, yeah, you might be right. It's a good point, Gorilla Press. Oh, let's see. Is Hardy going to get eliminated? Nope. Kofi's trying to cover everyone. Chris Jericho's 50. Yeah. I believe that. Was lucky enough to live in the 80s as they happened. Best wrestling decade ever. Yeah, man. I wish I was a little bit older in the 80s, but then that would mean I'm a little bit older now. So I was born in 82. So I enjoyed the 80s as a child, which I thought was great because the toys and the video games in the 80s were stellar. But yeah, I wasn't a teenager yet So I didn't actually start enjoying wrestling until the early 90s. So I did miss out on a lot of the 80s wrestling, unfortunately. So yeah, Cole's already like a 13-year vet. I mean, he did a lot in Ring of Honor and other places before coming to NXT. It's hard to believe he's only 31. I mean, he's been doing it since he was like 20 or younger. So graduated high school in 82. Well, that's cool. That's when I was established. That's when I came to be. 82 was a good year. I will say this, though. I was born in 82, but by the time I was 3, I already had Van Halen 1984 on vinyl because my parents bought it for me because I have good parents who nurtured and fostered love of rock and roll in my life from an early age, which is why I became a musician eventually. And I still have that record somewhere. They said I was in my stroller in the record store. Jump came on the radio, on the speakers, and I started like losing my mind in my stroller, dancing around. So they bought me the record at 3 years old, which is how old my son is now. So I guess it's about time you don't buy records anymore. You can, but nobody does. What do I do? Like get him a Spotify account? Times have changed. So, all right, we got a Hardy high spot coming up. Oh, another one on Sheamus and Drew. They've taken 2 of those, one from Kofi, one from Hardy. And Hardy just popped right back up. That's hard to believe. He's going back up top. Let's see. He's going after AJ now. Swanton. Oh, and then he took a Claymore. So they're going to let him get all that in, and then Drew's going to pin him. Yeah. Nobody kicks out of the Claymore, except for Goldberg, right? Maybe Brock. Oh, man. Went to Van Halen Women and Children First Tour. Man. Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. That was a tough one this past year. That was definitely a huge musical influence for me. Used to watch Superstars on Saturdays at noon, rented Hulkamania VHS tapes. That's what I did. Not Hulkamania, but I used to rent all the pay-per-views. I mean, obviously I didn't watch pay-per-view. I mean, my parents weren't buying me pay-per-views back then as a kid. They were cool enough to buy me Van Halen records, but they weren't dropping 50 bones on a pay-per-view for wrestling for me. But I used to go, I mean, that was like a weekly thing. Friday nights, hit up Blockbuster. I would go straight to the pro wrestling section. Well, that was actually the sports section. And I would find the whatever, VHS pay-per-views, Starrcade, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam. And I remember being so excited when they'd get the most recent one in. But it was always like, 2 months later. But I mean, I might have read about it in a magazine, but like I wanted to see it. And that was such an interesting, I mean, now we look at it now and it's like we're so connected. We watch all these pay-per-views like in real time, just by subscribing to a network, and you can watch it on your phone, in your car. You can, watch the highlights immediately after on Twitter. It's like, remembering back to those days when it was like, if tonight was the pay-per-view and I couldn't wait to watch Elimination Chamber, I was going to have to wait like 2 months to go rent the VHS at Blockbuster. So I don't know. It's a good time, so. All right. At the Philadelphia Spectrum in the first few rows when they recorded Panama video for, dude, that's so cool. I'm jealous. I mean, I was probably like 1 year old, but yeah, Blockbuster. We all remember. You guys said your ages. You guys were Blockbuster kids too. And then when video games came out, we all started renting video games there too. So That's a cool memory, Dr. Red. David Lee Roth came out with a big camcorder. You remember big camcorders? Like, my dad had one. It was like, we have a ton of home movies from when I was a kid because my dad was really proud of his giant camcorder that you like literally had to like, you had to like work out your shoulder so that it like didn't injure you. Yep, couldn't afford cable as a kid, renting VHS tapes on Friday nights. Oh, pizza. Oh, gosh. Dude. Throw in some orange soda or some Mountain Dew or something. My gosh, some Doritos. You got a party. That's a party all day. You guys can keep your like DJ parties and dance parties and cocktail, tequila, all that stuff, man. Just give me a pizza, a wrestling pay-per-view, some Doritos, and some Mountain Dew. I'm good. I mean, I'm not going to turn down a beer, but, you know, it's not necessary. I would still get excited for a party that was just like a 90s, like, you know, maybe fire up NBA Jam on a Sega Genesis. That's what I'm talking about. Have a tournament, maybe a Mortal Kombat tournament. Sorry, this spiraled into, as soon as we realized how old everyone is, this just spiraled into like a nostalgia fest. I love it though. All right, we do have a match going on. So is Orton the only one that's been eliminated so far still? No, Hardy got pinned. So Hardy and Orton are out. We got Sheamus, Drew, AJ still in the match. Let's see. Oh, brogue kick to McIntyre. Here comes AJ. Phenomenal forearm. Sheamus is out. AJ and Drew. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Kofi's eliminated too. All right. So does that pretty much ensure? I mean, I don't think AJ's going to win this. I could be wrong. Maybe AJ wins and Miz cashes in. All right. I feel like Drew wins and then Miz cashes in. We'll see. Let's see what time is it. 9:24. Unless they're looking to go off the air at 9:30, I think we're going to have a good bit of match left plus some shenanigans. So we'll see. Well, Claymore. Yeah, Drew retains. There's that. We'll see. I don't think they're on any kind of time limit. It's 9:25 right now for me. And we'll see. Are they going to end it right here? Well, AJ got out of there real fast. I think we got something going on. Yeah, it could be 9:30. Maybe that's it. Huh. You got to wait until you see the little logo at the corner. That's how you know. That's what I'm watching for. They're raising the chamber. Leads me to believe maybe something's going to happen. Yeah, I noticed that too. He's got the black and purple Undertaker colors, which is interesting. Ryan Murphy, what's up, man? You joined us right at the last minute, but thanks for coming. We just watched the end of the WWE World Championship Elimination Chamber. Drew McIntyre has retained. Surprise, surprise. We all kind of called it. I just don't feel like this is the time for Miz to cash in. Like Drew's like on his feet. Oh, there's Lashley. Oh, this is what I wanted, guys. This is what I wanted. This is even better. This is even better. Sorry, this is my actual reaction. I love this. I love this. I want this at Mania. Build this up. Continue to push Lashley up the ladder. Hell yeah, James Lawrence. About time. Oh, that's a good point. Miz could be coming now. Only got 3 minutes, though. It'll be a quick one. I'm ecstatic that it's Lashley, though. Did you see him? Took him out with a spear? Holy crap. Let's see if they take the championship off of him, though. I guess you're right. I mean, I guess that would make sense. Like, if Miz comes and cashes in right now, which he could do, takes the championship, then that would be the triple threat, I guess, at Mania. But, man, I would much rather just see prize fight Drew and Bobby Lashley. God, the build to that. There it is, Miz. Oh, man. Or does Lashley take him out? Oh, Lashley's letting him go. God, dog. All right. You guys called this. Rock says you called it. All right. Are they going to ring the bell? Why are they asking McIntyre if he can go? Can he just say no? There goes the bell. Oh. Drew kicked out. If Miz fails, I swear. Yeah, that was not a clean skull-crushing finale. Oh, wow. The Miz is WWE champion once again. Oh, boy. All right. I guess I want the triple threat now. I guess that's, as I said before, 2 minutes ago, I would much rather see Lashley versus champion Drew one-on-one. I kind of was hoping that like Lashley was going to stop Miz from doing that, but maybe he doesn't care. He just hates Drew McIntyre. I would think that he would want the title on him. How are you guys feeling? I see a lot of reactions. Wow. Miz's chant. Like, how do you feel? Is this exciting? Or are you guys a little bit disappointed? Not mad at a Miz reign? Okay, James Lawrence. I'm not always right, but when I am, I'll take the credit. Yes, Rock says you get full credit. You called that. Rewind this very show to the very beginning, and you will see. Rock says 79 was completely right. Lashley versus Miz versus Drew. I'm hoping that's what we get. We will see. Again, I would much have preferred a one-on-one prize fight match, but we will see. One of the best heels on Raw. That's true. That's true. I'm not super mad. I got hung up. I mean, as soon as I saw Lashley come out, I mean, that was kind of like, that's what I was talking about the whole night. I was like, man, I'm ready for Lashley to get on that level, for him to get in that world title picture. And when he came out and speared McIntyre, I was just like, here we go. And I feel like that one-on-one was just pulled from me. So Ryan Murphy, Miz has been there forever since you were in the Marine Corps. Thank you, sir, for your service. Anytime that we have a chance to thank a vet, we really do appreciate you guys, especially Dr. Stinson, who is former armed service himself. Randy Orton versus The Fiend. I don't know when that's going to happen, but see, Miz has put in his time. It's been 10 years or so since his last run. He'll serve as a great transitional champion. I agree. I mean, you know, Miz he's a joke as a character. That's what he's supposed to be, but he's a super talented guy and deserves the platform. And, you know, honestly, I am just relieved that like the Money in the Bank thing is now cashed in. It worked, because I'm always so skeptical, especially after like Baron Corbin won it and then failed. That was just so embarrassing. And then the whole Otis thing, I was like, come on, you know, going to the Miz. But I was like, all right, at least now the Miz has taken it and made it something that mattered in a storyline. So he's champ. Lashley over Miz at Fastlane. That's a good. I feel like we're going to have to get Miz and Drew one-on-one if we get anything one-on-one, right? Or did they remove the whole instant rematch clause? I don't remember. Nation Show, not mad at Miz the champ. Miz is a WWE guy through and through. He's a company man plus a great worker, putting people over without complaint. He deserves a spot at least one more time. I agree. What's up, Bill? Welcome to the stream. We are just finishing up watching Elimination Chamber. The Miz is 40. There we go. We got more of the 40-plus club showing up tonight. So they haven't been doing rematch clauses. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I know that used to be like an instant thing where it was like tomorrow night Drew McIntyre would walk out and be like, I want my rematch, you know. And that was like, it was almost a foregone conclusion that you were going to have to see the rematch. So I'm glad they've kind of steered away from that a little bit. But, yeah. So, let's see here. Before we wrap up, any other thoughts on 2021 Elimination Chamber? We are, as they consistently remind us, on the road to WrestleMania. We've got a new WWE champion. We've got a Roman Reigns versus a decrepit Daniel Bryan match tonight. A men's elimination chamber with some absolute legends, indie alumni, particularly Ring of Honor alumni, to start out the show. We had a women's tag title match that was pretty uneventful. We had a U.S. title change from Lashley to Riddle, or Matt Riddle, the shoeless wonder boy. And then we had, to close out the night, a pretty amazing, honestly, elimination chamber match. So how did you guys feel about the pay-per-view overall? Oh, that's right. And then Edge, we had Edge coming out and essentially, officially, unofficially challenging Roman Reigns for WrestleMania. So that is a foregone conclusion at this point that we're going to get Edge versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania for the Universal title. So, yeah. And no Charlotte, no Asuka. Obviously, the news coming out this week that Lacey Evans is like legit pregnant. And so that match couldn't take place, but they just decided not to fill it with anything. How'd y'all feel about the pay-per-view in general? Scale of 1 to 10, what do you think? My first watch-along stream by myself, I actually had a blast. I was kind of like, I didn't know if this would be like a whole lot of fun or kind of boring, but man, you guys made it a lot of fun. I kind of like just interacting with you guys the whole time. Maybe we should have opened it up like a Zoom chat if you guys can behave yourself, and then we could have all been on here. Oh, we got a 3. That's not good. Gorilla Press did not enjoy it. We got a 7.5. That's pretty decent, Rock says. Let's see. We got some questions. Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's been rumblings about Becky Lynch returning, but I don't think anything concrete. I mean, honestly, it could be something that happens at WrestleMania. You know, WrestleMania is 2 nights again this year. It'll be a little bigger because last year, you know, they were in the Performance Center and it was a little lackluster in terms of environment. But, you know, they got a lot to fill up. And, you know, they're with 2 nights of WrestleMania, you know, you got to have 2 like big finishes, 2 big starts, lots of surprises and twists and turns in between. So I wouldn't be surprised if part of that wasn't a Becky Lynch return or even a Ronda Rousey return. But especially now with Lacey being on the shelf, you know, feels like a good time. Maybe Becky comes in and fills in that spot. That would be pretty amazing. So, all right, guys. Well, this was a whole lot of fun. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Make sure you subscribe, like, follow. Head on over to @TIPW Show on all the social networks, whichever one's your favorite. If you like wrestling history, make sure you follow us on TikTok @TIPW Show. Check out the website, tipwshow.com, for all brand new merch, stuff like that. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank y'all for hanging out. And because Gary's not here, and I don't feel like we can end a broadcast without saying this, until next time, enjoy your gravy cake.